Hey everyone, welcome to the classroom of December 10th. I'm joined by Tommaso and Tommaso, good to see you
Yeah.
once more because I think a month ago we were also on because Paul wasn't able to join, and then he joined last week or 2 weeks ago, and now you're here.
Always good to talk.
I saw that you asked me a question on Facebook. I didn't have the time to actually read it. What was the question about, Tommaso?
No, it was I posted on the Facebook group sketch notes.
Yeah, the awesome sketch notes.
Yeah, I was thinking to do something similar also for LinkedIn, also in order to attract a little bit other people and join.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for me, that's the best sort of marketing or advertising. If people are actually excited about the stuff and they want to share, then that's awesome. And I think it's really cool. So yeah, go ahead. Feel free to share whatever you want.
Perfect. Thanks.
And then I will reshare it because I think you're doing really cool drawings.
Yeah, I have to practice. That's why I answered your comment like, yeah, it's a must to practice. So every time there's the opportunity, I have to. And what's better than an online class?
Do you feel that you're getting better? Or maybe two questions. Do you feel that you're getting better with the sketch notes? And what's the hardest thing with sketchnoting?
All right. Practice. Hardest thing is practice. Yeah, I'm getting better. So quick answers, all done. Getting a little bit details is like, yeah, what has to be done? Practice as much as possible, because it's like something that if you don't practice just for a few weeks, then you lose something. The best thing, every time that we also run workshops for teaching others sketchnoting, is to give them a visual vocabulary. So it's like I give it a quick example. I've been in China for 4 years. I was in Shanghai for 3 years and then in Shenzhen for 1 year. Once I was back, I guess after less than a year, I totally forgot Chinese. I was pretty good. I was almost middle level. But once back, I totally forgot it because it was all a matter of memory, you know? So everything was just in my head. I didn't practice for a year, bam, totally gone. It might happen something similar with the sketchnoting. You know, it's a language, so you have to practice it. Build your vocabulary, expand your vocabulary. So it's a good thing, but it has to be practiced.
And I have to think about the word fluency. I had a service design show episode a long time ago where somebody talked about business fluency. And fluency with language is, of course, a really interesting thing. So, yeah, I guess we could say that this is like visual fluency or something like that, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Then there are multiple challenges. The challenge that we have currently set for ourselves is what's the business value of sketchnoting? Because obviously it's a very strong skill and it's especially targeted designers. But obviously every time that you find yourself interacting with a C-level and they see sketches, especially sketchnoting, it's always, I don't want to say hard, but it's always particular to get aligned and to make this a very good way of communication.
Yeah. There are multiple perspectives on that. You know, using the business value of sketchnotes or visualizing is pretty simple. I would say, but the hardest part is sort of that we are wired to think. And I know Margot is in, and I've had this discussion with Margot also, that we are sort of wired to put more value on text, on words, because it's sort of rooted in science and scientific publications, stuff like that, right? And we sort of associate drawings with kids, and that's it's messed up, you know. It's yeah.
Then I have a question for you, because you just because you just mentioned that for you it will be easy. And considering that you're really good in synthesizing a complex concept in one sentence, like how would you explain to someone quickly what's the business value of sketchnote. Like if you are in a conversation like this, okay, I'm someone who doesn't know really well about this thing, I don't believe it has really great potential, what would you say?
You know what I would do? I wouldn't say anything. I would grab a napkin, I would make a drawing.
Yeah.
I would say, how much time did it take you to understand the concept of what is here? And how much words would I have needed to, how much time have I saved by making this drawing?
Yeah.
That's how I would explain sketchnotes.
Love it. Yes.
I would, because that's it, right? It saves time. It's much easier to comprehend. Yeah.
Totally agree. Nice.
Tommaso, awesome that you're in. For the people who don't know who you are, because this is recorded and we'll put it on Facebook so people can watch it. Could you give a very brief introduction of who you are, where you are, and what do you do?
Sure. My name is Tommaso. I'm Italian. I'm from South Napoli, and I'm currently based in Hamburg. I've been a little bit around, so I moved from London, Shanghai, Milan, Rome, Shenzhen, Belgrade, different locations. And now, for 2 years now, I'm based in Hamburg, and I work at Indeed Innovation. It's a design consulting firm, and my title there is Design Innovation Manager, which means basically that I'm involved in projects of diverse nature, with mostly focus on user experience, strategy, and service design.
How big is the agency?
We are lucky because basically we have clients from very diverse industries. So sometimes really I jump from a project to another, and there's like, oh my God, it's amazing. You know, like so it's so diverse, it's amazing. And the team itself is also great because we're about like almost 40 people, I guess. And people from every country in the world, different profiles. It's really nice. Every day I interact with journalists, designers of every type, engineers, marketeers, and so on and so on.
And what is your relationship to service design?
I started like already when I was at university. Yeah, that's when I started getting involved in service design. And for me, it was really step by step because I'm coming really from I don't want to say old school, but let's say from the classic Italian industrial product design, you know, like Mendini, Castiglione, this kind of great designers. And I'm coming from that school. My background is that one. Then
Where did you study?
I studied in Napoli, and then I moved to Polytechnic of Milan. That's where I got really involved then into different, let's say, moving from the tangible to the intangible. And I still remember also this quote from Saarinen, who was saying like, every time that you design even a product, never focus only on the product itself. A chair in a room in a house in a city in a much bigger. So it was like holistic approach from all points of view. But that was so that's why I guess my first touch with service design really started pretty early already with the academic, let's say, training.
And do you feel that you are practicing service design in your current work? Is Indeed selling service design? How is service design related to what you do on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, it's great because we're doing a lot actually. I mean, Indeed has a very hardcore industrial design profile aspect. And then during the last years, I guess in the last 4 years, mostly it moved more and more into the experience of all the services. So trying really to expand the range of action. Especially since I joined the company 2 years and a half ago, more or less, then we are super active with SDN also, different organizations. We try to push service design also on different levels, let's say. We also have run events here in Hamburg, which I just hosted like last week, the recap of the SDN event. And we have multiple activities. That's amazing. On a client as well. That's why, as always, we can't name anyone, but it's nice to see that really service design is really penetrating all the industries, and that's amazing.
How do you, because you're in-house and there have been multiple students on the course who work in-house with an agency and sort of have to be the service design advocate internally. How do your colleagues respond? Does everybody see the value of service design? How is the CEO responding? What kind of reactions do you get?
Yeah, it's a great point, because basically what we do is both in-house development and also workshop and trainings with clients, with users, and so on. So we work on both sides. Obviously, this is about the offering, then there is also the internal communication. So how also colleagues react to the thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, the environment at Indeed Innovation is amazing. I mean, everyone from a journalist to an engineer to a business expert to a marketeer, everyone are super involved. We started really with the basics. I'm saying, like, we started even just buying books, getting there, getting involved, having talks, hosting different kind of activities in order to get together and then talk about this thing. And when the guys then started seeing also the results, let's say, and they started getting triggered by the ideas, then the thing evolved really quickly. And nowadays, I mean, the whole company is involved into this thing. It's not anymore, something that started from the bottom. It's the overall.
I'm going to ask you a question about that. So, Tommaso, you said everybody is within the company, everybody gets it and sees the value, but a lot of people seem to struggle. You're from River, then you're here with a hangover. A lot of people seem to struggle to sort of convince colleagues and also show the business value of service design. Do you feel like there was a tipping point or a turning point in the last 2-3 years that really got everybody excited about this? Or
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we all know that service design is basically the practical application of design thinking when it comes to delivering services, and more design thinking gets bigger, then obviously also the service design also follows. And I will not limit in any direction these kind of things. I mean, I was just listening to a talk a few days ago, that's why I'm saying this thing, and there was this woman, this director, she was saying like, oh no, I want to re-educate the audience because the design thinking is buzzwords, let's talk about something else. There was another one who was saying like, no, it's great because it's branding, and if this message arrived also out of our bubble and got everyone involved, then it's great. Let them come in, and then after we can talk about details. So that was a great approach. Yes, the thing exploded already a while ago. Then it depends also on the geographical location.
Yeah. But was there a specific case for a client that sort of went really well, or because if you start again, there are multiple people in this course who sort of try to advocate service design and they are really struggling. But what was there like, a really successful case, or were clients just knocking on your door to get service design?
I guess it really depends on the industry, because what's really great, what I was mentioning before, is that it depends on the geographical location. Because when I speak to people from the States, service design thinking, it's already something old, When I speak to them, it's like, oh yeah, design thinking, this stuff from 10 years ago, from 15 years ago, then what's next? On the opposite side, when you speak to people here in Europe, especially Germany, Italy, and so on, it's a new thing right here.
But what happened, sorry to interrupt you, but what happened in Indeed?
Okay, at Indeed, it really varies depending on the industry, because obviously you can bring up any case studies. We're talking about transportation, or Uber. We're talking about house and so on. Okay, Airbnb. They're always the most easy to get case studies, because everyone knows about Uber, everybody knows about Airbnb, everybody knows about, I don't know, Nest, everybody knows about, most famous ones, and then it's easy to communicate. So that's where we start sometimes. Obviously, it's something that comes up also in workshop. Obviously, when you need to twist some ideas during the ideation, during, I don't know, also idea refinement and so on, it's important to bring up case studies that people know, or at least inform them up front. That's what.
But yeah, and so how many? No, a different question. What do you see? What do you feel is the biggest struggle right now for you and the company in regards to selling service design?
What we're doing is obviously acting on both public and private sectors, because it's important obviously to penetrate everywhere, because there is the opportunity. It's important for doing that. That's why, again, I know you wanted me to be more precise, but I'm trying to keep it more generic, because it really depends on the clients. It really depends on the industry. It depends on as we were saying before, even of the period of the year. If we're talking about the beginning or the end of the year, there's a different budget. When companies get the new budget and they know how to plan, or when it's the end, okay, we still have this thing left, let's invest even more last time.
Yeah.
So there are many variables, I would say.
Okay, I'm just going to keep poking at you. Why did you sign up for the course?
Oh, all right. We switch. We move the.
Well, yeah, because what challenges do you see if selling service design? What do you?
Yeah.
How to find?
It's important, I guess, to structure things because everyone has a different talent. I guess I have a vocation for design driven, but a business also mindset. I always try to bridge what we're doing with then also the final end. It's impossible, I guess, for a designer to don't see, to be myope about what happens next. But even though there is a talent, even though there is a vocation, anyway, this has to be structured. It's a little bit about creativity as well. We always say it's not a talent, it's a skill. You can practice it. Hello, Margot. And it's a matter then when you practice, then also to give it a structure. So it was important for me when I was on your first video shot, first time that we did it like all together. It was amazing to really perceive it, and I was like, all right, I'm doing this thing. I need a little bit of structure. Let's get involved.
The lack of structure, what problem does that give you? Because if you need more structure, there's currently less structure.
I guess this thing, it's a little bit related also when sometimes you speak to designers, and there is always this dichotomy. Is like there are those who learn by themselves, learning by it's like, okay, I didn't have the opportunity to have, I don't know, a senior, a manager, someone on top of me leading me, so I learned it by myself. And then there are those who had a mentor and they were following. So in this second examples, you get a structure of someone else, and then you can develop and build upon it. The first option, obviously, you have to do it by yourself. And when you start something new from scratch, when you have to build the basics and then push it forward, then you need some guidelines. And I guess that's where your class, your online course really kicks in, because it really gives practical examples. You can really find yourself into the everyday life, and you can also connect to many different things, because it's not really close-minded. It's absolutely open, so everyone can relate to their job.
Margot is saying that she's not hearing anything.
Hello, Margot.
And we were talking to her.
Yeah.
So structuring the story. I've heard that multiple people said it, that structuring and giving a clear and concise really helps.
It's also, I try to be more specific. It's also a matter of getting inputs, getting inspirations. I mean, when you want to do something new from scratch, then you really start from the basics, and everything has to come up by yourself. But the thing is, like, receiving something then gives you opportunity to digest information, then generate outcomes. Yeah. Because anyway, even when it comes to business development, selling service design, so you're talking to clients, you're talking to people who are not at all part of your world. So you have to get out and speak common language. I can't use any jargon, I can't use any slang, anything. And then it comes to the last point, which is about tools. So you really have to develop then tools. It's not just about the metaphor of the story, which is a matter of, that one I guess is mostly a matter of mindset. So what kind of mindset you have to set up front. Then the story is a great thing. But afterwards, you really need to set up a process with methods and tools in order to approach the client, get them involved, let them move in, start the first hook, get a project, and then finalize, and then start again.
So yeah, I can totally see the point of getting examples, getting inspired. It helps you to think about your own situation and makes it more concrete for people around you, right? Because otherwise there are broad concepts and you just, examples help to make it tangible, right? And it's easier if you get examples from other ones. What's the you've been making these sketch notes and you went through chapter 1. What's the thing that sort of stuck with you the most so far?
Well, there were really multiple inputs. And as you saw also from the sketch notes, I didn't take anything easy. I was deep diving in every single input. Even small things like the burger thing for me was a matter of inspiration. Then I really love always, to get inspired by everything and then connects everything together, whatever I see around me. So that's why then I posted that one in the Facebook.
Yeah, that was nice.
I guess my first real bump was on the story itself. That's where for me was really important, because as mentioned before, it was a matter of set up the mindset upfront before starting. So for me, that point of the story in the beginning was really a matter of, okay, I want to make my own. I want to get my own structure, my own mindset, that every time that I speak to someone, I have this structure in my mind that then I can pick up things quickly from whatever I see around me. So then it's easy to tell the story of someone.
Why was that such a big thing for you?
Because it's a matter of mindset. Whenever you really, because it's nice, you also have the video with the guys from Fjord. I don't want to make it wrong. Like there is this the video of explaining the
the 3-minute video, the short.
And basically, it's great, and it's a matter that everyone has to be able to pick it up on that, and then so make something new. Repeating the same story, it will not work, because it's not my time, it's not my city, it's not my environment, it's not my situation that moment. As far as I get the mindset, I get the structure, and then I can adapt it and then use and reuse, and then we'll evolve even more.
So what you're basically saying is the mindset and the structure, and then it becomes like fill in the blanks thing. Then you come up with with examples that work for you, that work for the industry, that work for your city, that work for your country, right?
As well as also the exercise about let's think about different industries and then come up with 3 different options. We did it also for way more. I guess they were like 15 or 20 or something like that. Because for me, it was really a matter of getting prepared. Like I can get a client about, I don't know, healthcare or housing, oil and gas, I don't know, whatever else. And then I need to be prepared, because I can't be like, oh my God, what is this industry? I never thought about it.
I think the exercise you're referring to with the comparisons, Santiago compared service design to making music, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So there was, once you get the hang of it, once you sort of get the structure, then it becomes really easy to come up with all those examples. What have you found any specific do's and don'ts, maybe not per se in the course, but in your own practice in regards to getting people excited about service design? So just from your own practice?
Are you mentioning mostly about this focus on the colleagues or on clients?
Let's do both. Let's start with clients. So what are some do's and don'ts that you found in regards to clients?
I would say that the first don't is like with clients, never just try like that. If you have a senior next to you, if you have your boss, it's better go through them first and then double check. Because I've seen people just like try to do something first, which is great. If you have an initiative, that's amazing, but you can fail with colleagues. It's better to prototype internally and then get after. So the mentality of design thinkers says prototyping has to always be there in every situation.
What would you prototype internally? Like your story?
Yeah, even the story, even just getting people involved, even just a small event. What we do, we try. We are really pushing it hard because what we do is like we have multiple activities during the day. Like for instance, even just lunchtime. It's amazing because what we do is like we also get just lunch together, and then we spend half an hour with sketchnoting or watching a talk and then discussing and all these kind of things. We run events in the evening and then we invite everyone. Are there other events only with clients?
Okay, yeah, makes sense. And there was like a don't. What's the thing that has been working really well for you in regards to selling service design to clients?
That's hard, yeah, because I have to recall and then I have to make it in a way that it's possible to tell the story without unveil anything. Yeah, for sure, inviting them. Inviting them or getting there. Again, as I was mentioned before, it depends on the client. It depends on the level of how close you are to the client. Because then we always talk about client, like it's like a character. It's a person. A client, right now and say, hey, how are you? All fine? And then it's like, okay, let me send you an email. And what worked really well in the past was like invite them and then talk to them about the problem that they had. Like there was a client, he wanted really hard to pitch for something internally. He really had an idea, he had the scope, he was like, okay, I'm a manager here, I really want to change things, but I'm alone fighting internally in my own company. Then all fine, we will be your partners. Just we do it together. And then it was really a matter of putting ourselves aligned all together on the same level as people.
You become partners, right? Rather than a client.
You work for us, we work for you, or these kind of things. It's a matter of we embrace your own challenge and then let's work it out together. That was a point where it really worked really well.
Yeah, and I feel the same in our project. We get the best results when clients don't behave as clients, but when they behave like part of the project team. Like I see myself, or the way we try to do our projects is that we sort of come in and we expand the capabilities of the organization, and we're not some external entity. We're people that are not under contract with this company, but we're part of, for that moment, we're part of your business.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
Any questions that are on your mind? Any things that you would like to have us think about? In regard, is there anything we can help you with while we're speaking about partnerships?
Yeah, for sure. There is a thing of, as we mentioned already in the group, the idea of having a buddy. That was amazing. I really hope that people will pick it up and then move forward with that idea, because it's really nice. So whoever is right now active and whoever will watch this one afterwards, Marco or Santiago and so on. So the idea of having a buddy in order to move on with the class together, just compare exercises, talk about experiences. How did you apply this thing? How did you apply the other exercise? That would be really nice. That really, it's an online class. It's about people. So we have to connect people. We have really to make this empathic approach. We really have to make the interaction, the human one, happen, moving from online to offline.
I fully agree, and for me that's one of that's definitely a really big ambition for the coming months, and I think I will need all of your help, because for me this is not an online course. This is much more like I've always said, this is a community, and to really make it a community we need people to connect with each other. And I'm sort of, I've seen a lot of faces. I've talked to many students personally in the course, but now my goal is really to get more people to connect without me, because I think there's so much value in there. And this is just another design challenge that we sort of need to fix, solve together.
It's a matter of doing things together. It's like if you have your to-do list and then you share with someone. I was listening to this podcast of Jake Knapp, so the guy of the design sprint.
Yeah.
And he was saying, right, this metaphor. It was like I was using the email, and he was saying like, why did I turn down my email, the app from my phone? Why did I remove it? It's because basically I think about the email app as a to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
Is insane because it's a to-do list where others get access. So basically others set up things on your to-do list, and then you're just an executor. So you just execute what others tell you to do, when, what, and how. What is important instead is like, we have a to-do list, we have a lot of exercises, let's get together and let's do it together, let's compare, let's share, let's really make it more emotional.
Yeah, I fully agree. And I think this is, if we would look at how designers would do this, we need to prototype a few things and see what works for everyone. And you already gave me some ideas, and I in the coming weeks that we need to prototype this, because I think a lot of people have indicated that they also have this desire. Now it's just a matter of finding sort of the right, the right structure or form.
We would even just share skills. Let's say like we will also teach each other something. Like if someone just appreciated the sketch notes, feel free to drop me a line, and then we move from there. We can practice together wherever. I can share exercises. We can do it together. I'm first chapter, so it might be that on the second chapter there will be something new coming up, and I don't know yet.
That's cool. We will take this further, Tommaso, and I will be in touch with you about this in the coming time, for sure. Any other questions next to the body question? Is there a challenge on your mind, or?
I guess a topic that is really interesting for me in this last period. I mean, there are many trends coming up right now for technologies, online and so on. But I guess something that is more introspective, that really relates to people, is really about this topic of leveraging the designer to the business level, which said like that doesn't sound really positive, but basically the main message of it is really, I guess, also intrinsic, is part of the online class that we're following up. It's like, let's make our language understandable for everyone. So what people really need to understand. That's why I was also stressing a little bit the point in the beginning about the mindset. So what's basically the right mindset? What designers really have to start thinking in order then to get more and more involved in making selling service design a practice that is part of our daily practice.
Well, for me, the interesting thing is, and that's also one of the reasons I started the course. I think, like I also say in the masterclass, I think we are all selling already. Every designer is selling already, but just not a lot of designers are aware that they are selling. And if you're not aware that you're selling, you can't improve it. You can't do it consciously, right? And it's just a matter of opening your eyes and seeing that you have to sell. Right?
It's just a matter of perspective, absolutely. Some people just don't see it, but it's already there. Even just being online, even though you just have an avatar on LinkedIn, you're already selling yourself. You're the first product to sell. Then after it comes also what you do, and then the second product you're selling.
Exactly. Yeah, and exactly. So, like you said, I think every designer should be really aware of this, and it should be like it should be as an important skill to practice as, research or facilitation, because selling is, for me, it's really about communication. It's really about communication, and that's such an important skill to master.
I guess everyone is selling, because anyway, everyone that we are, isn't true?
Everyone is selling.
every time that you have a meeting, every time that you have the opportunity for interacting with whoever is outside your organization, your team, you're selling, even though if it's just someone from the other team or from another
Absolutely.
different organization, you're already selling cooperation, you're selling something.
Exactly.
If your boss tells you, okay, I work on this interface and then present it to the client, perfect. You're going to sell something because then you can say, okay, then I have also this other thing. We can do also this other thing for you. We have also these other services. So every time, every interaction, it's a matter of, then I guess it might be scary because selling is sometimes not really the nicest word, but
Exactly.
offering cooperation, making partnerships start, you know?
For me, talking about mindset, for me, the mindset shift was that selling is about helping. In order for me to be able to help you, you need to buy some. You need to get me to help you, right? And that's the only thing I want. I want to help you, and therefore I need to sell to you. So selling is not sort of taking your money. I don't want to take your money. I want to help you, and that's why I need to sell. That was the big mindset shift for me.
It's a matter of also getting the right ones, because I remember also Roberto Verganti, which we also had a chat with him, and what he says in his book, in the last one, is like there are so many ideas. Like he used this metaphor of all the bulbs lighten up. It's like we're surrounded by ideas. Ideas are everywhere. There are tons of ideas. The most important thing is to make the shadow in order to be able to see the right ones and not get just blinded by all of these ideas. And that's an amazing thing. So it's like really finding the right way in order to choose the correct direction.
Santiago is saying, I'm with a similar challenge about design and business. I find very interesting and inspirational Roberto Verganti's latest book, Overcrowded. What do you think about his vision? That's really, you didn't see this comment yet, right?
That's amazing. No.
That's amazing. The challenge, he challenges the idea of user-centered design thinking as a creative recipe. Santiago, have you seen the episode that I did with Roberto? If not, then I really recommend you checking it out.
I was in the moment that Tommaso talked about that.
Oh, cool! That's really a coincidence. Yeah, Roberto has a really interesting perspective on this, and from what I really the Maradona of design. From what I remember from his talk, and what really struck me was, and this is what you call with the shadow. It's about critical thinking. Yeah. It's not as much about creativity these days, but it's about critical thinking and being able to make decisions and knowing what is the right path, stuff like that. Great episode. Really, really cool.
For critical thinking, then, sorry, because I'm Italian, then obviously I recall immediately other Italians, but Mauro Porcini, the designer of PepsiCo, he was instead talking about like critical thinking in a way connected to the prototyping, so a little bit of also implementation, which is service design network of this year and sketchnote that we see. He used this metaphor of the knife. It's like if I'm in a room and then I call in like multiple stakeholders from different departments. If I just say knife, I might think about the knife and then you would think about another knife. But if I sketch it, if I make a quick knife, then everybody get aligned. So it's then getting the critical aspects of everyone in order then to improve it and then move forward. This is great. Yes, okay.
Thanks.
Love you, Diego. I love Maradona.
We're going to sort of wrap up for this classroom, Tommaso. This is definitely not the end of our chat. We're going to continue the chat through email and through our prototypes somewhere next year. Santiago, I hope you'll also join the next time. You will for sure. I hope that you will finish the course one of these days, because I still have your golden certificate ready, man. Congratulations with winning the Copa, and 2018 was terrific. I'm happy to hear that. It doesn't have anything to do with the course. Maybe it does, but that's what I'd like to think. So Tommaso, thanks for sharing. I will share the recording on Facebook as soon as possible. Yeah, do you have any final words?
No, it was amazing. Yeah, as always, it's nice to chat with you. And on a video call, also privately as we did last time. I really hope that we can move forward with this idea of the body in order to make this community grow, because it's amazing. Yes. I really hope that also people can share more insights about, more thoughts about this thing of how to sell, and maybe also how to move from this terrific concept or maybe idea, meaning of selling, and then it becomes something a little bit more also meaningful, like cooperating or partnership, interacting, whatever. Yeah. So no, thanks for all the inputs. Thanks for all these nice inspirational thoughts, and looking forward for the next one then.
We will. Thanks, Tommaso. Have a great evening. Thanks, Santiago. Have a great day. See you, man.
Ciao.